and welcome to Sharks TV. I'm Jeannie McGinnis. Game 27 of the season sees the Sharks against the London Lions. Sharks lost 98-85 in their game against the Leicester Riders. But after previously beating the Lions at the Capitol earlier this season, let's talk to Andrew to see if the Sharks can replicate their success. I'm with Andrew. Andrew, we have played the Lions before and we beat them 61-81. How do you think we're going to do today?
Honestly, Jeannie, I have no idea what's going to happen today. I think with both teams, Sheffield and London, the thing with them, neither team have been consistent this year. 1 week they can go out and compete and beat the teams at the top of the table, but both teams have losses to Leeds, the team at the bottom. So it's really difficult to say. Sheffield will probably be feeling good about the fact that they've beat them before, but I don't think that result's going to have any bearing on what goes on today.
And we haven't done so well in some of the home games lately. Do you think it's starting to affect the morale?
I don't know if it's affecting morale. It's probably something that Sheffield are thinking about. Traditionally, a very strong team at home. I think last year maybe only lost one or two games. This year, they've lost a lot more. But like I said, I don't think it's affecting morale or anything like that. They just need to come out, start the game off well, and hopefully perform better for the full 40 minutes.
Well, thank you, Andrew. Let's go to our commentators, Andrew and John, here on Sheffield Sharks TV, as the Sheffield Sharks take on the London Lions.
Thank you, Jeannie, and here we are for a big matchup, Andrew, just a week before the Sharks are going to play the London Lions in the trophy quarter-final, and both teams, some mixed results recently, but who knows what might happen tonight.
Yeah, Sheffield throws out of bounds, but I think both teams throughout the season suffer from inconsistency. A couple of weeks ago, London blew Plymouth out and come back on Friday and lose to Leeds. Sheffield also lost to Leeds a couple of weeks ago, but have played the top teams well. So I'm sure for both coaching staffs, a bit frustrating.
And the Lions with a lot of quality and experience on their team, with Andrew Sullivan and the MVP from last season, Zaire Taylor. But like you've said, Andrew, a lot of inconsistency through even in those two players.
I think he's been consistent doing what he's done. Zaire Taylor's been, very inconsistent when you compare what he did last year. One week he's got 30, the next week he's got 6. So that's tough to account for. I'm not sure Vince had that in the game plan when he scouted him and assigned him at the start of the year.
And the Lions stretch it out to an early 5-0 lead.
Sheffield have got off to good starts in most games we've seen this year. Obviously coming out a little slow here tonight, though.
John Barber finds Mike Tuck, who steps out for a big three, knocks it down. He's made a few recently. He's definitely added that to his repertoire this season.
Yeah, he's always been able to shoot it. When he first came into the league, he was, a lot of shots around the free throw line, and then he worked his way back. But maybe the last couple of years he's not shot as many threes. But these last few weeks he's shot it really well.
Andrew Sullivan there, looks like Cook's just hit one from there. Takes another, doesn't drop, and Olubabalola pulls in the ball, and Olu there trying to thread the ball through to Zach Gachet on the baseline, which doesn't quite go. So it's a 2-point game, coming up to 2.5 minutes gone in the first quarter. And BJ Holmes goes down the middle, opens up, gets hit by the Lions, goes down and makes a shot. Great basket from BJ Holmes, will go to the line for the bonus. Just opened up for him then, and he took the advantage of it. Makes the bonus, gives the Sharks the lead for the first time in the game at 6-5. McKinley there just misses. Sharks pull the ball in and head down the floor, and some good ball movement there by the Lions as BJ Holmes feeds it inside to John Barber, who goes up hard against the Lions, gets a Kimwe there with the contact and makes a nice basket. And that was a Kimwe's second foul, which sees former Sharks player and a guy you've played a lot with, I think, Andrew, Perry Lawson, come into the game.
Yeah, Perry's a solid player. He's doing the same things today as when he came into the league. not very often going to give you 25, 30 points, but, you know, does what he needs to do well and has been a key component on good teams throughout his time in the league, you know, which is all you can ask for. You know, probably another player that, you know, maximised his talent and ability throughout his career.
John Barber makes the bonus, and the Sharks come up with the ball. Mike Cook there picks up a foul there, and definitely some contact. I think an easy one. Mike's probably just frustrated with himself a little bit there. Stibbins makes 1 from 2, and the Sharks up now with a 9-1 run since those early 5 points from the Lions. BJ takes a contact, the defender steps off him and says thank you very much.
I think a good shot by BJ. He's read the defense really well twice on a couple of plays. I think London were a little unsure whether they were switching or getting back, and ended up doing neither and getting BJ a wide open 3.
BJ there gets a hand on the ball against Perry Lawson and causes the Lions to restart the game, but Perry Lawson steps back and hits a 3 from the corner.
You know, there we go, someone playing, you know, Perry playing his role well, shooting open shots when he's got his feet set, and playing good defense. That's what he does.
And the Sharks there having a 6-point lead and 2 quick turnovers, and the game's back to 1 point, so looks close all the way through. Great drive there by the Lions, but nothing comes in, and BJ feeds it into John Barber, who really just needed to look at the basket there, but he kicks it out to Olu, who steps into the middle and gives it back to John.
Yeah, John Barber turned a layup into an 8-foot jump shot there, but unfortunately for Sheffield, he managed to make it.
Oh, nice little pick and roll play there between Zaya Taylor and Stibbins, and Lions find Cook in the middle off the inbound play. Sharks reacted well enough to stop him from making that move as Cook down the middle goes over John Barber. Great move by the Lions there down the middle.
Yeah, Sharks are in the zone there, something they traditionally do out of bounds, but London read it well and took their time and executed.
Perry Lawson makes them both, gives the Lions a 3-point lead. BJ Holmes going, looking at what he's going to do, finds Horseman, and Horseman spins, gets some contact, goes up, doesn't get it, but Zach Gachet pulls in the offensive rebound, who puts it up again at the end of the shot clock, and it doesn't drop. Well, it should have been an easy look there as Lawson sets, doesn't get the drop, but it steps back out to the Lions. And Cook against BJ Holmes, there's a mismatch.
Yeah, but that's it, you know, you see those mismatches so many times in basketball games, then the guy with a 4-5 inch height advantage goes and shoots a fadeaway shot. You know, what's the point of going to the mismatch in that situation?
Nick Lewis goes in there in the middle, doesn't get a drop, really should have made that, and the Lions come away with the ball, and the Sharks not doing themselves any favours at the moment at the offensive end.
No, I mean, they're getting good shots, they're just not making them. Just got to take their time and finish. You know, that was a shot Nick Lewis normally makes.
And the Lions lead by 5. 2 big runs in this first half, one for each team, has seen a lead stretch out as BJ Holmes hits a 3-pointer, brings it back to a 2-point game.
Yeah, Perry Lawson went under the screen there, and BJ Holmes shut down from about 4 feet behind the 3-point line. A good job there by BJ reading the defense.
Andrew Sullivan goes against Pat Horseman, who gets a hand in and steals the ball, and the Sharks come away, and BJ, another big 3, doesn't make it, but John Barber's there with the rebound, puts it away, and I suppose you just made a couple, got the opportunity to hit some more from out there.
Yeah, probably a little bit quick. I'm not sure exactly the shot Atiba wanted, but good job by Barber cleaning up and putting the layup and the rebound back in.
And that two from John Barber ties the game at 19 with just 40 seconds, and Cook goes round Pat Horseman, who just pushes him as he goes by, and easy call for the referee. So 40 seconds left here in the first quarter. Lions inbounding the ball. Lawson finds Cook. The shot clock counting down now, less than 10. Salter finds Drew Sullivan, who's at 3, short. And the Sharks come up with the ball with probably what should be the last offense of the first quarter. The Sharks just slowing it down now, making sure the clock ticks down. Don't really want to give the Lions too much chance to score. As Nick Lewis drives down the middle, finds Zach Gachette. Really, maybe should have just gone up for that. And a quick pass from Zaire Taylor to Perry Lawson, and again he turns it over.
Yeah, right idea, poor execution on both those last two plays. Lewis drew the defense but threw the pass behind Gachette, which made it a really difficult shot, and there's Zaire Taylor threw the ball too far in front.
Finds Pat Horseman, who throws it up from the corner. Little bit of contact there as he turned, but the referee decided nothing to be given, and we go away. At the end of the first quarter, Andrew, we're tied at 19.
Yeah, I think like we've touched on, both teams have had good spells there, and probably indicative of both team seasons. You know, good spells followed by poor spells. Both teams need to take care of the ball a little bit better. Sheffield have made a couple of threes, but need to get back to attacking the basket. You know, don't fall in love with all those three-point shots throughout this game. You know, London, have attacked the basket really well. That's where they made most of their points, apart from a 3 at the start of the game. So it looks like we're in for a good one though.
So at the end of the first, it's Sharks 19, London Lions 19. So at the start of the second quarter, the Sharks inbound, and it's a tied game at 19. And in the first quarter, Andrew, you felt that maybe both teams a little bit inconsistent at the start of the game, and through that first quarter it certainly showed that, good and bad from both. Yeah,
and here's Babalola with a nice shot, putting it on the floor, going left, which is what he likes to do. I think, Sheffield need to make sure they get to the ball movement and attacking the basket. When they do that, that's when they have their good spells. Looks like they're switching everything on defense right now.
Zaire Taylor going up against Pat Horseman, finds Perry, who's made a couple of shots, doesn't get that, and it just lands in Nick Lewis's hands. Everybody goes over everybody, the rebound. Olu Babalola goes against Cook. Nick Lewis finds John Barber, who looks like he gets stripped there or loses the pass that he was going to make and had to let go of the ball.
I think he just changed his mind. That shot was there, he should have took it.
Stibbins goes past Nick Lewis, doesn't get a drop, and great pass. Finds Colin Singh there, just a little bit of a too far for him to do anything with that. I think Colin would have been great if it a little bit earlier, could have just gone up with that.
Yeah, good look by Lewis so he could see that. Good catch by Colin. Did well not to travel or go out of bounds himself, so good net result for Sheffield.
And the Lions come up with the ball, and a little bit sloppy everywhere at the moment, but hopefully the game it's tight, it's interesting.
Yes.
Stibbins finds Lawson. Cook just inside the three-point line, doesn't get the drop, and good hustle from Patrick Horseman to keep the ball alive there because he's under a lot of pressure. Finds Nick Lewis, who goes down the floor, and Olu goes down the middle. Whistle call and foul there.
Just reaching in. He'd done a decent enough job to force Olu, away from making his move away from the basket, and then to reach in at the end. Cardinal sin, and London coaches won't be happy with that.
Olu makes one from 2. The Sharks lead by 3 as Nick Lewis is working hard on Perry Lawson. Perry finds Andrew Sullivan, goes down the middle, hands in there from Colin Singh, makes it. Andrew Sullivan goes to the middle, doesn't get a drop, and it comes out of the hands, and Nick Lewis is going down. But turns off. But good job by Colin Singh, who goes to the ball hard, and there's a foul call there. I think a little tough on Colin, and the referee called it.
I don't love the shot by Lewis. You know, a fadeaway jump shot in a 2-on-2 situation. It's not really what you want to be looking for. Good tap by Colin Singh there. The ball hit the rim and he knocks it off. Great play.
Great job by Colin Singh there. Made sure that nobody got the chance to get that, put it back in. Olu, nice little soft pass inside to John Barber with a hook shot and drops it in. Stretches it out to a 5-point lead for the Sharks.
A great start by Sheffield. I don't think London have scored this quarter. So even though Sheffield have only scored 5, and you know London haven't scored, so they're opening up a little bit of an advantage.
Andrew Sullivan feeds it out to Zaire Taylor, who goes down the middle and off the dribble. Makes the basket.
I'm not entirely sure anybody knows what's going on right now. It looked like we were going to get a charge, or if not a charge, the basket, and then the charge foul called after, because Taylor shot it and clearly the basket had gone in before he ran into whoever was down there trying to take the charge. But never mind, forget about it, put it out of your mind, move on. Full court pressure from London.
Olu there just gets stripped. But BJ Holmes gets the steal back. And it's 4-on-3 as BJ steps out for 3. Doesn't get it. But John Barber does a good job in keeping the ball alive. Pushes it out to BJ Holmes, who steps into that range. Knocks down a 3. Takes it out to a 5-point lead for the Sharks at 27-22. So the Lions now looking to try and make sure they keep in this game. Zaire Taylor steps up, doesn't get the drop, but it drops to Akinwi, who still makes the easy layup look difficult.
Yeah, wide open jump shot for Zaire Taylor. Missed by a long way for a player of his caliber. But it looks like Sheffield's switch in defense is causing London a few problems about where they want to go to get the shots. Good job by Colin Singh down the offensive glass. Bad miss by Gachette, but good job by Colin Singh.
Great job by Zaire Taylor, goes past BJ Holmes, but the help comes and he has to step back out. Andrew Sullivan goes to the middle, steps up. Colin Singh comes in for another rebound and causes enough for the Sharks to come up with the ball. BJ Holmes throws a big one-handed pass that throws him off balance. Six seconds left. Foul called on Zaire Taylor there. The Lions not happy about said that felt the ball was backcourt call, but I think the Lions pushed that ball back over.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty obvious that Taylor got a hand on it and knocked it back. Then what the mistake he made was chasing the ball and pressuring Babalola, and that's when Olu Babalola's good at beating you off the dribble in that situation. Very competent, and they forced him left, which is his favourite way. So not smart basketball all the way around there by London.
Olu feeds it to BJ, kicks it out to Colin Singh, who shoots, doesn't get it, and Zach Gachette just pushes the ball out of bounds. And Sharks working hard tonight.
Yeah, very active. It's something you'd expect. With the way results have been recently, often the way to turn that round is through hard work and playing with energy, and that's what Sheffield are trying to do tonight.
Ikinwi goes up against Colin Singh. It helps there. Perry Lawson. Good job by Cook there. Catches the ball falling out of bounds and just turns and pushes the ball off Zach Gachet. Great play by Cook to keep Lions the ball.
Smart play. He was falling out of bounds. He came from a long way to get the rebound. His momentum was taking him out, and he managed to throw it off Sheffield to keep the ball.
Tough period of play there by both teams. Andrew Sullivan going into the middle there, doesn't quite get the drop, and everybody's going after the ball. Eventually it drops, and Colin Singh just hitting the contact there as Stibbins comes in. So he makes them both, Andrew, just to prove you wrong, and brings it back to a 3-point game at 29-26 with 3 minutes 29 left. And the press here by the Lions. Nick Lewis finds BJ, who's going against Zaire Taylor. John Barber there finds the ball, kicks out to Nick Lewis. Not really close with that one, Nick, so Lions come down the floor, chance to close up the game.
A lot of dribble here from London.
Good goes up, misses.
Great defense by Sheffield there. Lewis just keeps it in bounds.
Nick Lewis comes up with the ball, a little bit scrappy, but keeps control, and Horseman drives in, but it kicks it out to Nick Lewis, who doesn't get the drop, and the Lions come away with the ball. Both teams struggling to score a little bit at the moment, Andrew.
Yeah, Sheffield have got London really confused with this switching defence. And London keep entering the ball to the high post. They probably need to do something different. And maybe go to a bit more screen and roll or something where the ball moves side of the court. Yeah, everything they've got this quarter has been off hustle plays. They've not got anything nice out of their offense yet.
John Barber goes hard to the basket, makes a basket, gets the foul call.
I don't think London were on the same page there on the defensive end. Couple of players started in the 2-3 zone, and then they changed it to a 1-2-2. When Sheffield had the ball at the top, it just didn't make any sense what was going on right there.
So in this timeout, Sharks lead by 3, and they're on the line for the bonus. John Barber hits the bonus, stretches it out to a 4-point lead for the Sharks. 1:46 left in the first half. And the Sharks with a little bit of pressure now.
Yeah, token pressure from Sheffield just to make London use a little bit of time. Gamble there by Nick Lewis, but he got away with it.
The pressure's here, no. Akinwi gets a shot off. Doesn't touch anything, and it's a 24 shot clock violation. Yeah. Great defense by the Sharks there to start after coming out of the timeout.
Yeah, they made London use time getting up the court, and rushed them in their offense towards the end, and ended up with the air ball and the shot clock violation.
BJ from big town again. John Barber, another rebound. Zach Gachet kicks it opposite to Nick Lewis, pulls up, doesn't get there, and comes off Zach out of bounds, and the Lions get the ball. Stibbins in the middle, goes to the little hook, doesn't get it, and then Patrick Horseman pulls the rebound in, and Zach Gachet breaks, finds John Barber, who goes up hard. There's a lot of contact underneath there. Both players on the floor, both looking like they've been hurt. There was a big contact underneath the block.
I think Sullivan came off that one worse. It looked like Barber's elbow hit him in the face. For me, I think Barber's just landed on his back. Would expect him to be okay. Sullivan, we're not going to know till we see if he gets up or not.
John Barber looks like he's in a lot of pain in his back at the moment. He might not be able to walk that off. And great to see Andrew Sullivan back on his feet. His back was okay for the first one, so gets up off the floor, makes the first. And the second to give the Sharks a 6-point lead with less than 30 seconds left to play in the first half. Ball back in Zaire Taylor's hands now. And last season you'd be absolutely convinced he was going to take this shot that's about to happen now.
Yeah, I just don't know. He just doesn't look like he's playing with any confidence or anything like that. You know, good job by London there getting a shot, but like you said last year, that shot had Zaire Taylor written all over it. You know, this year, I think even he himself would admit he's not playing as well as he did last year. In a way, you know, carried Worcester and kept them in the league championship the whole way, and obviously they won 2 trophies in that period as well. Majority of that down to him.
Cook hits a 3, brings it back to a 3-point game there, and it's 31-34 to the Sharks at the half. And here we are at the start of the second half of the Sharks versus the London Lions. Sharks leading by 3. And the story of the first half, Andrew, for you?
I think good spells by both teams, really. Sheffield came out, didn't start great, but pulled it back into it, and now we've got a one-point game. I think the team that can string a consistent period of play together is probably going to be the team that wins tonight.
BJ Holmes finds a gap through the middle, goes up and gets a foul by Zaire Taylor, and that's his 3rd foul, I think, and that's an early foul to pick up in the second half, Andrew.
Yeah, big decision for London. Do they leave him in or not? You know, he likes to play aggressive D, very physical on-ball defender, so, you know, it's a big call to make, but, you know, if you take him out, you sit him for 7 or 8 minutes now, the game could get away from you. I think a lot of coaches react to the number of fouls rather than the time and situation in the game. I think if it's me, I leave him in there, because if you take him out, the game could get away from you too much.
BJ makes 1 from 2. And after he missed the first, Zaire Taylor went to speak to him, I think, just to point that out to him. But the Sharks lead by 2. And it's good to see Drew Sullivan back in the game after that big contact he had earlier.
Yeah, he's a tough player though, always has been. You know, doesn't really miss too many games through injury.
John Barber did a great job inside there and kicked it out to find a wide open BJ. Couldn't make the shot drop, but good ball movement, good look from outside.
Yeah, it's just simple basketball, you know. Barber drew 3 players and kicked it out. Okay, BJ didn't make the shot that time, but it's the right play.
And as Stibbins makes a nice spin move against John Barber, and it's a tied game at 35, and it may not be the great quality basketball all the way through, but it's definitely exciting when it's always close.
Yeah, I mean, that play by good finish by Stibbins, and I know he's left-handed and you probably want to make him go right, but you can't just get out of his way. You know, you got to play him a little bit tougher than that. Yes, you force him that way, but if he does go that way, you have to defend him.
And there, good job by London there. Drew Sullivan feeds it into Stibbins, and All BJ Holmes could do at that point was foul him and stop him getting an easy look.
Yeah, smart play by BJ. Nothing he could do. Stevens was going to score. At least make him earn it from the free throw line.
And those two from Stevens gives the Lions a 2-point lead. Isaiah Taylor there goes, finds Drew Sullivan. And great job by BJ Holmes holding off Isaiah Taylor to pull the rebound in. Good job. Great job there, really, by Mike Tuck, isolating him against Isaiah Taylor, but
Tuck should have made that lap. Good pass.
Olu makes a great pass to John Barber, who slams it home to time the game at 37. Great look by Olu to find John there inside.
Yeah, good pass. Defense rotated and nobody picked Barber up. And a good strong finish. You finish like that a few times, people stay out your way.
Cook for three. Knocks down another three. He's hit a few shots tonight. Gives the Lions a 3-point lead at 40-37.
Yeah, Sheffield got all dragged over to the strong side when the ball was there, and one pass took out the whole defense. And Cook made a three.
Nick Lewis there rushing the shot. Didn't get the drop. Lions come away. Cook misses that one. And the Sharks pull the ball in. Alu Babalona gets inside, doesn't get anything, and the Lions come away with the ball. Important period here for the Lions to get a score here, just stretches the score a little bit. Shot clock counting down.
Yeah,
Nothing given there by the... Nick Lewis makes the layup there. I think we were all expecting a shot clock violation to be called then, or a backcourt. Nothing given anywhere.
Yeah, but that was the best thing for Sheffield. They created that advantage by playing good defense. They classed that as a shot because it was the end of the shot clock, and they don't call a foul.
Seven seconds left on the shot clock. Cook's hands. A lot of dribbling going on here. He's going to go up. Shot goes off. And another shot clock violation, although he just called out of bounds. Either way, the Sharks get the ball.
Good defense by Sheffield, but both teams at the moment guilty of over dribbling the ball. 7 seconds on the shot. Lawson did a good job swinging it quickly, but Cook just dribbled it and ended up shooting from further out than when he caught it.
Sharks, Horseman's two there puts the Sharks back up by one. 4 minutes left here in the third quarter. The shot clock's counting down. Cook goes up, makes a shot, and puts the Lions back in front.
Yeah, so there's the same player, Cook. 4 or 5 dribbles, doesn't do anything. One effective, smart dribble towards the basket and makes a good jump shot.
Turnover there from the Sharks, and Lions come down the floor. Oh, great pass there to find a Kimwe underneath the basket.
Poor transition defense from Sheffield, especially when you're running back in a zone. To leave a man wide open under the basket is criminal.
Double team comes hard, but he finds Pat Horseman. And the ball comes off loose, comes off Stibbins' feet. And the Sharks get the ball back. Nick Lewis dribbling there, trying to find a way through. Doesn't get it. Colin Singh finds Mike Tuck, who goes 2 seconds left. Is blocked by Andrew Sullivan.
Yeah, and too much dribble there from Sheffield, not decisive in what they wanted to do. You know, if you're going to go to Tuck, go to him early in the shot clock where he can force the defense to rotate, and then you've got a chance to do something else.
Great job by BJ Holmes, gets the steal and then uses the ring to make sure the big guy can't come over the top to get the block. Brings it back to a 1-point game. The Lions in the lead, 44-43. 2.5 minutes to go left in this quarter. As Lawson shoots 3, misses. BJ gets the ball and the Sharks come down the floor with a chance to take the lead back. BJ from outside, doesn't go, but Colin Singh gets a rebound and another chance for the Sharks. Mike Tuck goes up, gets a nice little feel and gets the drop for 2.
Yeah, good job by Tuck there, took his time and shot a nice hook shot over the bigger player, Sullivan.
Tough inside there, Stibbins and Mike Tuck. Perry Lawson in the corner finds a Kimwe who gets it off, but the Cook gets the rebound and he's hit by the Sharks there. Cook makes them both, gives the Lions a 1-point lead, 46-45. Cook there goes, tries to go baseline, but Pat Horseman cuts off. The shot clock's counting down as Stibbins goes into the middle. Steal by Colin Singh, who feeds it up to Patrick, who doesn't get it, but Nick Lewis gets the rebound and puts it back in.
Great block by Stibbins. You know, good job by Sheffield again, forcing the turnover. Horseman looked like he had an easy dunk. Stibbins came from nowhere to block it, but Lewis stayed with it and got the layup.
Zaire Taylor with the ball, the shot clock's counting down, goes to the middle, goes over. The Sharks doesn't get the drop. Sharks don't quite manage to get the rebound in. There's 7 seconds left here in the third quarter. They kick it out long to Cook. Finding the corner, Drew Sullivan doesn't make it. And at the end of the third, the Sharks lead by 1, 47-46. So at the start of the fourth, it's a 1-point game here in Sheffield. The Sharks leading 47-46. Great call there by the referee, saw that, and that's Zaire Taylor's 4th foul. And
yeah, silly foul, you know. Miscommunication on the switch, and Taylor just grabbed him around the waist. The easy call for the ref to make right in front of him, and that puts Taylor out of the game probably for 4 or 5 minutes.
Nick Lewis steps out, doesn't get it, but Colin Singh pulls another rebound in. Nick Lewis finds Zach Gachet underneath. Oh, a nice little reverse layup to...
Yeah, good job by Colin there, keeping the ball alive. Lewis with a smart pass at the end. Could have forced it up, but good pass to Gachet.
Andrew Sullivan, tough basket down the middle.
Yeah, really patient. You know, got to where he wanted to go and head faked and stepped through. Good basket by Sullivan. So now we got London switching everything. Sheffield just need to take their time.
Somehow the ball ends up in Mike Tuck's hands.
Yeah,
Nick Lewis looking for a foul, was never going to get given there, I don't think.
No, it wasn't. Sullivan was just stood under the ring and Lewis jumped straight into him.
Mike Tuck misses both. Playing with a lot of strapping on his hand today, and Sharks lead by 1.
Yeah, he got hurt in practice last week, and then he hurt his hand last night when the Sharks played at Leicester. The start of the game was strapping on his right hand too, but I guess he just didn't like the way, you know, the way he was feeling.
Sharks hustling back on defense there, make the stop after BJ Holmes lost the dribble as Stibbins goes down the middle hard and makes the layup. And the Lions lead by 1 with 8 minutes to go here in the game.
Good play by both teams there. Sheffield got back on transition and trapped, and then London did well to swing the ball and create a matchup they liked.
Colin Singh drives down. The double comes, he kicks it out to John Barber, who hits a 3. And he's really been playing well tonight, Andrew.
Yeah, he's played really well. Came out and had a good first half, and that confidence is just flowing. He's made a nice 3 there.
That takes him to 19 points in this game. The Lions struggling, the clock counting down. Kim returns, misses, hits nothing, and great defense again by the Sharks. I think good defense, but also being helped by the Lions.
Yeah, good defense. You know, they're making the players they want make plays. You know, sometimes if you're not accustomed to making plays for other people, you're a finisher, you've got a specific role on the team, and Sheffield are doing a good job of forcing the players they want from London to make the plays. I think they're being helped by London playing a little too slow though.
BJ Holmes there trying to make the quick pass into Mike Tuck. Mike couldn't just grab it and turnover, but good thoughts by the Sharks players, and the Sharks working hard to keep the Lions chewing up the clock all the time. Ball's in the corner with Perry Lawson, who drives to the middle. The Kimwe's at the top. Makes a shot this time, so maybe from a different spot.
Yeah, good spot to attack from. He had it on the free throw line with his dribble still alive. And that's an easier place to attack from than in the corner.
BJ Holmes uses the screen off John Barber, goes up against Perry Lawson, takes him all the way to the hoop and gets the foul called, and will go to the line for 2. BJ makes them both, gives the Sharks in the lead again by 2. Lions looking to get the ball inside quicker, and good hands from Mike Tuck. Pushes the ball out of bounds. Sharks looking for that defense again to try and chew up some more clock. Good hands again by the Sharks there. Oh, good job by the Lions. Sharks, Tuck and Barber there just jumped off trying to cover the Cook run, and
Sheffield had 2 defenders jump to take the corner away. It's left Sullivan open in the middle of the key, and he finished it well.
BJ misses that one. We've got a tied game at 54, coming up to 5 minutes left in the final quarter. Cook shoots a 3, doesn't get this one, but great rebound by Stibbins, and Colin Singh strips him, comes up with the ball. Great crossover by BJ Holmes. Gets to the basket there. I think Zach Gachet was thinking that was going up. His job was to go after any rebound that was there.
Yeah, I think BJ Holmes knows that too. You know, he knows he should have shot it, but again, not good defense by London there.
Andrew, as we come out of that time out there by the Sharks, the key period in the game now.
Yeah, so we've got 4.5 minutes left. Scores are tied. Both teams not fluent on offense. You know, so whoever can get what they want and the shots in the right areas for the right people is going to win the game. Good pass.
Great job by Andrew Sullivan there. Drives to the middle, finds a Kimwe underneath, wide open.
Yeah.
For the easy 2, gives the Lions a 2-point lead.
So there we got a player making a play who's used to making plays in an area he wants to be in, and London end up with a layup. That's what Sheffield need to be doing now.
Colin Singh finds Zach Gachet in the corner for 3. Big 3. Gives the Sharks the lead back again by 1.
Yeah, good job. Good job by Colin there. Patient. Didn't have attacked the middle, nothing opened up apart from Gachet in the corner, who took his time and shot it with confidence.
Cook goes to the corner, gets himself into trouble, and steps out of bounds there. Sharks get the ball.
Sullivan saved it after being put in an awkward position, and Cook was out of bounds. Again, Sheffield just need to take their time here and get something strong going to the basket.
Colin Singh crosses over behind his back, finds John Barber, and Zagachet goes high above the rim, tips it in.
So good job by Colin attacking, went behind the back and got in the middle. And then London's rotation was all wrong. Barber missed the shot, but because the rotations were wrong, Zagachet got an easy tip in.
So we come out of the timeout for the Lions, and Zaire Taylor's back in the game, Andrew. Could be an important period for him. What's that? While he was out of the game's not really gone away from the Lions, and he can make a difference.
No, but he's back in now. He's got to be aggressive and be the player that London signed him to be. You know, there's no point coming back in and, you know, being passive.
A lot of contact there, but nothing given as Stibbins puts the rebound back in. Good job there by Colin Singh, kept two hands on the ball, the pass went away. He steps back, doesn't get the drop. Big period of play here for both teams, just coming up to 2 minutes left as Cook goes up for three over Colin Singh. Big shot, gives the Lions the lead by 2 with just over 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, there's a Sheffield a three rimming out, and then Cook makes a really tough shot with Colin Singh right in his face.
BJ Holmes now here. Goes up, doesn't get it, but Colin Singh comes in with the rebound. Goes up and gets the drop against Cook, and that's a great job by Colin Singh.
Yeah, really good job. Tapped it to himself and then was looking to kick it out to reset. No one was open. Made a good post move, took his time and finished.
The game's tied at 61. 1.5 minutes left in the fourth. The crowd are getting into it here at EIS. Drew Sullivan in the corner. Kicks it out. The clock shot. Foul called there right on the end of the shot clock on John Barber. Kinwin makes them both. Lions lead by 2. BJ Holmes gets the foul call there against Stibbins. Mike Tuck goes hard down the middle, goes up against Andrew Sullivan, and tough play by both players, but Mike Tuck goes back up and tips it in, and we're tied again at 63 with under a minute left here at EIS Sheffield.
Sheffield aren't even guarding Zaire Taylor.
Andrew Sullivan goes hard, the tip goes back up, but John Barber pulls the rebound in, and the Sharks have the ball, and the crowd go crazy here at EIS Sheffield. They're loving the end to this game. John Barber there looking to get the ball in. Colin Singh finds Mike Tuck, goes to the middle, knocks it down. 21 seconds left in the game. The Sharks lead by 2. Great job by Mike Tuck there in the middle, Andrew.
Yeah, there's a good offense. No, Holmes went off the screen and strung it out like the play before. This time they swung it. London were rotating. Barber made a smart pass to Colin Singh, who took his time, ended into the post. By that point, the defense was spread. That gave Mike Tuck time to work, and you know, he's really worked on improving that left hand, and it was a good finish.
So Zaire Taylor starts out of bounds, Andrew. The ball comes into Kinwin. They want it back in Zaire Taylor's hands. He's going down to the middle. He's going for the 2 to Drew Sullivan, who misses. The putback is good. The putback is good. We're tied at 65. Sharks call a timeout, give them a chance to come down this end of the court, Andrew. 12 seconds left to try and get a score to win the game.
Yeah, so last 20 seconds of the game, London's most effective offense of the game. You know, they didn't take their time, they knew they didn't have much time, so they went quick, and they end up, you know, Sullivan going for a layup, defense collapses, and London get a good tip in.
Nick Lewis inbounding the ball. BJ Holmes comes down the middle, goes up, doesn't drop. There's 6 seconds left to Zaire Taylor. That's a good foul there by John Barber. Sharks have got fouls to give, and that was an ugly play for the Sharks.
You know, they forced the action a little bit. You know, probably went a little bit too quick, but good smart foul by Barber there.
So the ball's coming in. Zaire Taylor has the ball. Foul there by Nick Lewis, another good smart foul.
Yeah, good smart foul before Zaire Taylor could get into, you know, anything looking resembling a shot. Lewis took the foul. Although now it arguably makes the last second shot easier because all it is a catch and shoot. You make it, you're a hero. If you miss, we're going to overtime.
Substitutions coming in both sides. Colin Singh comes back in, obviously to try and make sure it's a difficult shot or a rebound. Great hands by Nick Lewis. Make sure that Zaire Taylor doesn't get a shot off. Great little pin. The Sharks didn't get the shot they wanted to try and win the game, but they did a good job making sure to get anything at the end. And we're in overtime.
Yeah, you know, Sheffield forced it down the action, gave London a bit of time, but you know, they got away with it. 2 smart fouls, and then Lewis luckily gets away, gets a hand on the ball and doesn't foul right at the end of the game.
So here we are, Andrew. It's overtime here in Sheffield, and if you had to make a call now, which way are you going to go?
I think it's difficult to tell, you know. Although the team that scores first often does win in overtime. But it's difficult to tell. No team, you know, obviously we've gone to overtime, so both teams are similarly matched. I think if London play a bit quicker, I think that would suit them. Sheffield just need to take their time and attack.
BJ Holmes from that way out off the dribble ties the game at 68. That's a big three.
Yeah, important. You know, London came down and made one, and BJ Holmes answers right back.
Cook dribbling the ball there. Again, the Lions using up time, Andrew, on the clock.
Yeah.
Wow, a big three by Cook there again.
Although when you use time and that happens, you know, you're happy with it. But I don't think Sheffield will be too disappointed with that. You know, obviously he made the shot, but if that's how London are going to win, the kind of shots they're going to take, you know, you'll live with it.
Important stop here for the Sharks. Travel not called there by the referees, and Drew Sullivan goes down the middle and rebound by the Colin Singh there. Important that the Lions didn't score on that play. Colin finds John Barber, who steps out, looks to that in, doesn't get the drop. Mike Cook definitely wanting the ball. He's the one making the shots at the moment.
No.
Colin Singh sends, Zach Gachette sends Drew Sullivan to the line, and Sharks are going to need stops now to win this game. And Drew Sullivan makes 1 from 2. It's a 4-point lead for the Lions with 2 minutes 50 left in overtime. And crucially, the Sharks Got to get some points on the board now. Nick Lewis looking for BJ Holmes. Comes off. Doesn't. Basket interference there. 3-point basket interference. I can say that's the first time I've ever seen that, but yeah, Andrew Sullivan not happy about it.
Yeah, he touched the net though. Somebody touched the net there, so you know, it's the right call from the refs. You don't see it very often, but that by definition of rule, the right call.
That brings it back to a 1-point game. Sharks need to get another stop here. Cook with the ball. Goes down the middle. Foul's called on Nick Lewis. Cook makes them both. It's back to a 3-point game. 74-71, 2 minutes 14 left here in overtime. Mike Tuck steps out for three, misses everything. And that really gives the Lions a big advantage if they score here. Zaire Taylor finds Andrew Sullivan down the middle. And it's a 5-point lead now for the Lions. And crucially, less than 2 minutes to go. Sharks inbound the ball. He's definitely looking to stop. BJ Holmes goes down to the middle. Kicks it out to Nick Lewis, who shoots a three. Knocks it down. Brings it back to a 2-point game.
Yeah, good offense by Sheffield. Lots of different actions. It went into Lewis. Holmes came off a couple of screens. A screen and roll, a drive, and a kick for an open three.
The clock is on Lions' side as Cook pulls up off the dribble, knocks it down. He is the hot hand in overtime for the Lions.
Yeah, he's made three tough shots off the dribble. But again, not over for Sheffield. Just need to take good shots.
Unsportsmanlike foul called on Drew Sullivan there, who
I mean, that call's gone in Sheffield's favour, but that's a bad call. You know, that's a terrible call. You know, he made a play at the ball. Yes, it was from behind, and that's the only reason I think they called the unsportsmanlike. But you know, when you think about what's happened this game, it's not been physical, it's not been dirty. You know, it's just a bad call. You know, till that point, the refs have been fairly anonymous, which means they've called a good game, which is what we want, and you know, that's the kind of thing that draws criticism. You know, and people start questioning their competency.
Wow. John Barber makes 1 from 2. It's a 3-point game. Sharks have possession. Really need to make this possession count.
Yeah, but just a good smart play. There's still, you know, time for 2 or 3 more offenses. Just play smart. Take a good shot. Don't need to force anything.
Coming up to 1 minute left. BJ pulls up. Doesn't get anything. And the Sharks down by 3. Cook makes them both. It's a 5-point lead. Nick Lewis there off the BJ Holmes assist makes the 2. The Sharks are pressing now, trying to deny the ball in.
Don't need to foul, don't need to foul.
Clock's running down, it's a 3-point game. No point in fouling now, may as well try and get the stop or get the turnover. The guy with a hand has the ball in Cook. He goes to the middle. Foul's called against Lewis. Sends him to the line for 2 shots there. Of all the contact that happened in the offense, I'm not sure that was the foul, but it was given. and it sends Cook to the line for 2, who's shooting well in this overtime period.
Yeah, he is. He made 3 jump shots and 2 free throws, but right defense by Lewis, not letting him shoot that 3 off the dribble. But just make people, when you get beat, make people make shots with you recovering at them and the help rotating. And if they do, that's fine. Teams, or basketball, wherever you go in the world, teams can't make enough contested 2-point jump shots to beat you with the way the game is played these days.
Cook hits both, sends it back out to a 5-point lead. And the Sharks looking. Nick Lewis goes down the middle, crosses over. Double dribble called against Nick Lewis. And that pretty much gifts the game almost to the Lions. No fouls coming here. Come up with a steal there. Nick Lewis, nothing given. A lot of contact against Andrew Sullivan, nothing given.
Yeah,
Nick Lewis goes down the end, gets fouled. Needs to make both these and somehow quick steal and a 3.
Looked like we're going to get no call at both ends there. Sullivan, good pressure by Sheffield for Sullivan to turn it over. And then a really late whistle as Lewis drove to the basket.
Nick Lewis gets the rebound off his shot. Great play there. Actually gives the Sharks a chance in this one, Andrew.
Yeah, it's good, smart play by Lewis, and it worked out for Sheffield. Not the easiest thing to do. London kind of fell asleep on the box out. And now it's going to be a case of, can Sheffield get a steal off the inbound? And can London make 2 free throws? That's going to be the game.
Quick foul there from Mike Tuck, sending Andrew Sullivan to the line. It's Mike Tuck's 5th foul, but had to do that. Needed to stop the clock quickly.
Yeah, no choice. Sheffield needed to stop the clock. But good game by Mike Tuck tonight. Really, some big baskets towards the end of the 4th quarter, which kept Sheffield in it. But no choice with that foul.
Two shots here. If he makes both these, Andrew, pretty much ices the game. Sharks prayers answered with the first one. But he makes the second. Ball comes in and it's with BJ Holmes. Dribbles down the clock's counting down. He pulls up. And he doesn't get there, and the Lions win this one 83-80 in overtime, Andrew.
Yeah, tough
Great
one.
game.
Yeah, tough one for Sheffield. Pretty good, as good a look as you were going to get at the end there from BJ Holmes. Tough shot with Sullivan flying at him. But London in that overtime period, they played a little bit quicker. It was a lot more effective. Something for them to, bear in mind going forward. But again, Sheffield competing with a team that was put together to win championships. Just coming up a little bit short towards the end of the game.
So at the end of this one in overtime, a tough loss for the Sharks, 83-80 against the London Lions. And Andrew, in this tight game tonight, you picked out John Barber as the MVP.
Yeah, he had a really effective game, especially in the first half. Really strong, very efficient game. 20 points on 11 shots, 8 rebounds to go with it. Unfortunately for John, Sheffield didn't get the win, but he put in a really good performance tonight.
Well, there we have it. John Barber, the Sharks MVP for this 80-83 loss to the London Lions. Great game here at EIS Sheffield.
I'm with Coach Lyons. Coach, how did you feel about today's performance?
I thought we did well. I thought London, they're kind of like us. They're struggling a bit this season. They've lost some close games. They got a lot of talent in that team, and we played hard. We played well. Down the stretch, they got some offensive rebounds that really hurt us, and we didn't get a chance to, get a clean stop a few times. It really cost us a game down the stretch.
And what do you think it's going to take to get back into winning form?
We just got to find our groove. We had Mike Cook out, who we brought in to replace Alan Payne in an American import spot. He's a scorer. He brings a lot of veteran leadership. So hopefully him back will give us a little more quality possessions down the stretch of the game, someone that can control the floor a little bit with BJ. So hopefully we have that in place, that when he comes back healthy, we can pick it up.
Well, thank you so much, Coach. The Sharks' next game is away against the Glasgow Rocks on the 20th of February. The Sharks return after 2 away games on Wednesday, the 4th of March, where they take on the Leicester Riders here at the EIS at 7:30 p.m. For tickets and more information, visit www.sharksbasketball.org. And what a close game. We even went into overtime, but the Sharks lost at 80 to the London Lions at 83. From all of us here on Sheffield Sharks TV, I'm Jeannie McGinnis. Good night.